Alright, and we should be live here on YouTube for the Ag-Pro 300 here at the Talladega Superspeedway. So we are here and ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, we are here for the race. Hopefully, okay, there we go. I was going to say, trying to just get the leaderboard level lined up there, and then we will get right into it. Okay, so there we go. We got that all lined up. All right, so we got Jesse Love and Austin Hill, the two RCR drivers, locking down the pole position and outside front row. Beyond that, it is a very heavy dose of Chevy. Justin Allgaier, Joey Gase, which massive credit and shout out to Joey Gase. I mean, it is rare that we see drivers like Joey Gase be able to qualify up front, even at Talladega, where it is really just an engineering contest, not as much about driver skill, so lesser drivers can get up there, but usually those lesser drivers still have to be in fairly decent cars, and Joey Gase appears to be in one of those decent cars today, so there we go. Alright, but yeah, then we got Jeb Burton in rounding out your top five. Taylor Gray, Josh Williams, Daniel Dye, Ryan Ellis, and Jeremy Clemens will complete your top 10 qualifiers here today as we get ready for the start of this one. Welcome on in. Just getting chat up to a point where I can read it, and we are set up and ready for this one. So there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, if you guys do enjoy these streams, feel free to leave a like and subscribe so you guys don't miss any future ones. We are trying to climb towards that big 3,000 subscriber mark. We have been closing in on it the last few weeks, and we are 21 subscribers away. So welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so we're about 10 minutes away from the start of opening ceremonies. So just give it a minute and we should be good to go. Alright, yeah, again, we are just chilling out here. Alright, new studio should be coming soon, but unfortunately still not quite ready to be moved back down there. So, there we go. Welcome on in. We got 11 people hanging out in chat already. Thank you guys for everybody that decided to spend a portion of your afternoon here with us. Saturday on the CW can be hard to find some, as a CW has not been the best this year, although it's been a few weeks since I've heard anyone complain about the CW availability, even though I'm sure it's still annoying. But I will say that's at least a positive if it's if I'm not hearing the complaints as much, which again, a very slim upside if that is our upside, but there we go. Chilling out, there we go, checking and getting my fan reward points, and we will be up and ready for this one. Alright, there we go. We got my points, and let's go ahead and look through the rest of the starting grid, because we went through the top 10. We got Sheldon Creed and Matt DiBenedetto in 11th and 12th place. 13th, Connor Zilich, not bad for his second Super Speedway start. Sammy Smith in 14th, and Christian Eckes rounds out your top 15 starters. And once we get outside the top 15, that's where we start to find some more of the non-Chevys, because we legitimately only have 2 non-Chevys in the top 15. Yeah, 16th, 17th, and 18th is where the rest of the Joe Gibbs drivers show up in the form of Brandon Jones 16th, Eric Amarola in the 19th will be starting 17th, and William Sawalch starting 18th. Yeah, Anthony Alfredo and Carson Quapple will round out our top 20. Another pair of Chevrolets, which granted the Xfinity Series there are more Chevys than anything else, so it's not surprising to see a lot of Chevys, but yeah, that front of the field is very heavy on the Chevy. Leland Honeyman Jr. in 21st. Dean Thompson 22nd. Nick Sanchez starting all the way back in 23rd. Chris Wright in 24th. And rounding out your top 25 starters will be Greg Van Alst, the ARCA regular turned Xfinity Series regular this year. Kyle Sieg in 26th. Catherine Legg actually qualified up inside the top. Inside the top 30 this week, unlike the last couple of attempts where she needed to use the points provisional to get in there from whoever was in that car from the owner's points from last year. So she qualifies 27th, Patrick Emmerling 28th, 29th is where we will find Harrison Burton and Jeffrey Earnhardt in 30th. Blaine Perkins 31st, Mason Maggio, Parker Retzloff, Sam Mayer, and Ryan Sieg rounding out your top 35, and both of those guys having really rough outings. Jesse Awuji back in the field for the first time in a while. Starting in the 36th position. Brennan Poole 37th, and Cesar Baccarella will round out your 38-car field here tonight. So that will be the full rundown. So there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. We're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so we got 11 people hanging out in chat. Go. So yeah, let me know your guys' picks for the winner. Let's go ahead and go Jesse Love. I'm going to pick the pollster. I was going to pick either him or Austin Hill, and I think Jesse Love is probably the more fun pick, even though I think they're both, unfortunately, on the more boring side of the possible picks. It just kind of is what it is with these super speedways. For whatever reason, these RCR cars, at a track that we usually deem, as I kind of said earlier, we usually deem them as kind of luck tracks or tracks where you don't necessarily need to be good. Seems very weird that we are always talking about the same two guys absolutely decimating the Xfinity Series races here. And in fact, both Austin Hill and Jesse Love have been able to, win 3v1 on the late in these races to be able to pass and take wins away. So definitely something to keep an eye on as we get later on in the field, but I do think that Jesse Love and Austin Hill are going to be two very strong contenders here throughout the day, assuming they can stay out of any sort of wrecks when it comes to pit stops, because pit stops are going to be key, especially in that final stage where you have to go 63 laps to the checkered flag. You can run the first two stages. You'll just pit at the end of the first stage and pit at the end of the second stage, and you'll be okay. I don't think there's a whole lot of creativity to be found within the 25-lap stages, because it's 25 laps for stage 1, 25 laps for stage 2, and then the final 63-lap run to the checker, where there will be a pit stop required, probably somewhere around the midway point at about lap 32 or so, 30 to 32. So that is going to be at least what I expect for the strategy. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, depending on where some cautions fall. If you can tell me where every caution falls, I can tell you what the optimal pit strategy would be. But if you can't tell me that, then it's pretty hard to figure out exactly what the optimal strategy is going to be. So there we go. They're doing the flyover, and we will be ready to go racing here shortly. So there we go. Welcome on in. I also saw that Shedeur Sanders did finally get drafted here, so yeah, so that's not something we're going to be waiting on anymore. Let me see, what does the NFL have the draft number? Let's see. Okay, they have a full draft tracker. Here we go. Please don't make me select a team. I just want to see where we're currently at. Okay, so Philly is currently on the clock in round 6, currently making pick number 181. I will want to keep an eye out for Green Bay has not traded their pick 198, which 198 is the pick that I think a lot of people are going to be waiting for here. Yeah, where previous NFL Fan of the Year Tom Grossi will be announcing the pick for the Packers, so that'll be something that I think a lot of football fans are going to be keeping an eye on. But for the most part, this Colts don't. Oh, Colts have back-to-back picks. In this round, but for the most part, I'm kind of just gonna wait and see who the Colts pick at the end, because generally 6th-round picks aren't overly interesting. Although this is the round that Tom Brady came from, so who knows? But yep. So there we go. Oh, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. So we're gonna finish sleeving up some cards from our night draft night stream when we streamed night 1 of the NFL draft here on the channel. I ended up going to bed and didn't even realize I left some rookie cards unsleeved, which I usually try to get them at least penny sleeved, if not hard sleeved, the same night that I open them. But I was just so tired. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Again, we got 13 people hanging out in chat. Again, would love to hear you guys' picks. Who you guys think's going to win this one? Do you guys think we're going to see the RCR domination? Do you think we'll see somebody else? Do we think Chevy's going to completely implode on themselves? Because we've seen in the past when teams try and run together, they can sometimes run into each other and end up causing some of the big ones and wiping out multiple of their own team. Yeah, see the 2017 Daytona 500 when out of the 6 Toyotas in that field, I think 4 or 5 of them ended up crashing all together in that one crash. So, there we go. Alright, so they're showing some highlights as we get ready to come back from commercial break. And, we will be getting ready for this one. Alright, there we go. Showing the recent Talladega finishes as guys like Jesse Love come into the checkered flag. Again, these Superspeedway races have been very much RCR's playground here, so curious if that storyline will continue into this week's race. Alright, so we got 15 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Saturday afternoon here with us. As we are getting ready for this one. Drivers are climbing into their cars. They will get the, they will go ahead and get the command to start the engines. Alright, so there we go. So yeah, welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And let's skip around ads. Oh, no, there wasn't even around ads to skip. But we'll put a 10-minute delay on ads because, honestly, I don't feel like anyone needs an ad 10 minutes into the stream. Alright, so there we go. But yeah, again, we are chilling out here, getting ready for this one. Engines are fired, and we are ready to go. Yeah, Jesse Love, Allgaier. Again, this field is stacked with Chevys. Joey Gase is going to be the one I'm going to kind of keep an eye on. I want to see how he does throughout the day. You got to remember he's going to have that speed to potentially go and get some good ones. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So again, they're at commercial break. We're just chilling out. Hopefully we can go ahead and get this one going here shortly. We will be doing the cup race as well tomorrow, so again, remember to tune in at 2:30 Eastern Time, where we will be getting ready for the cup race. Stream should be up around 2:30 Eastern at least. And there we go. We're just chilling out here. It'll somewhat depend on my work schedule, because I do work tomorrow, so I will not necessarily be here the entire time, but yeah, I might be running just a tad bit late, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. They've got a Celsius commercial going, and we will be getting ready to go. Oh man, it's warm here. It's also been rainy all day, which is just kind of annoying. Alright, let's just take a quick peek, see who some of these teams picked. So, alright, the Eagles took a quarterback, Kyle McCord. Miami drafted a kicker. Okay. Interesting. But, yeah. Or, sorry, not Miami. That was the Patriots drafting a kicker who went to the University of Miami. Titans are on the clock right now. We will be getting ready for this one, so. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We will be getting ready for this one shortly. We've kind of already been through the starting grid. Hopefully we'll have cars rolling as we're getting back from the commercial break right now, which will be great. These picks sometimes can go really quick. Sometimes will take a while. And again, I just want to keep an eye out until we get to 198, because again, 198 is when Tom will be going on, and I want to see that. But here we go. Cars are rolling out onto the track. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we are getting ready for this one. I also need to update the banner thing scrolling through, because that is by no means a so there's some couple of those that are not accurate anymore. There we go. Alright, so Titans win cornerback. I got these kind of more base cards to help fill out the collection. Alright, there we go. Welcome on in. We got 19 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys again for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your very valuable day here. So, drafting track wins by team. G Motorsports and Joe Gibbs each have 3. Yeah, and the RCR bunch has 6 drafting track wins. Yeah, in the I was about to say in the next gen era because it was since 2022, but that's just I guess since that's since they added the Atlanta Motor Speedway track as a drafting track. So since they had 6 races a year, the RCR guys have literally won half of, or they won essentially one full season worth of super speedways in the last 3 years, or 2 years. 2 years, one race actually. There we go. All right. So yeah, we're just leaving up some cards from the stream the other night, and we will be getting ready for this one. Welcome on in. We got 21 people hanging out in chat. Thank you for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of very valuable time here with us. Again, would love to hear who you guys are rooting for / have picked to win this race. Or if you guys have any other favorite drivers that you guys like me to follow along with. Like, I will definitely be following along with Joey Gase as we get ready to see how Joey Gase does here in the as he's starting inside the top 5. Probably the first time in his career. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out, keeping everything updated, and we will be good and ready to go. Yes, there we go. Alright, so welcome on in again. We shouldn't be long here before we get back from this commercial break, but now we're just kind of waiting this one out. It is a local commercial break, so some of you guys might be wrapping up your commercial break sooner than others. Although they should be aiming to be about the same amount of time, so, but yeah, you can tell because you'll get more local ones like my local Napa station, my local Napa auto parts shops will have an ad. Well, in this case, it's a real estate group ad. But people in other areas of the country, and we get this silly race tracker thing. I wish that we could get that kind of race tracker for the road courses, but for the road courses, they seem obsessed with doing the hyper realistic graphic version of it, and it's like, I just want the basic outline of the track. Not something hyper detailed. And the thing I've wanted for a while when it comes to the NASCAR app is I've wanted a points as you run feature for a while, but we haven't gotten it yet. Alright, so they're going through the starting order. Matt DiBenedetto in row 6. Again, some of the drivers that really struggled in qualifying. You did have Catherine Legge, who actually qualified fairly convincingly up into the 14th row. No real threat of getting bumped out. But then you had guys like Ryan Sieg and Sam Mayer who qualified in rows 17 and 18. So it's going to be rough for some of those, but if there is one track where you can come from the back to the front, it would be this track. So lights are off on the pace car. We will be getting ready to go racing this time by. Alright, so there we go. Doubled up, ready to go racing. Jesse Love on the outside, Austin Hill down the inside. So there we go. Alright, so again, race breakdown. Okay, so fuel can go 40 to 43 to 45 laps. So theoretically, with fuel saving, you might be able to make it all the way on one tank of fuel, but you would not want to chance it here. And here we go, lined up, pace cars off, field in the hands of Jesse Love and Austin Hill as they get ready to hit this restart zone. You got the 53 in that outside lane. That's going to be an interesting thing because, again, he has so little experience here as we go green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at Talladega. There we go. Talladega coming, going green here. Jesse Love down to the bottom in front of his teammate, and now both RCR cars down in front of the field. Will Howard, the Ohio State quarterback, just got drafted by the Steelers. Congratulations to the Steelers. But again, yeah, this inside line, definitely the more potent of the two lanes. You've got the both RCR cars now, and you've got Justin Allgaier, the defending champion. And the 53 of Joey Gase jumps down in the line in fourth place here in behind Allgaier, so he knew pretty early on he wanted to make sure he got in that inside line, and now that top lane, they're struggling. The first car on that outside line is the 54 of Taylor Gray. Here we go. Jeremy Clements trying to make a pass around the outside of, I don't know who's in the 10 this year. That's Daniel Dye. Daniel Dye in the number 10. Making a little bit of three wide action going on there. Jeremy Clements tried to go to the outside, but instead the line formed behind Daniel Dye, and Jeremy Clements gets shuffled out a little bit. He does have some help, but that inside line is just far more organized right now. It's going to be hard for them to try and work their way up on that outside, although it is possible. So here we go. 2 laps in, and we've already got ourselves a 2x2x2 through most of the field, although the front 4 have kind of broken away to a little bit of a lead. So there we go. Sam Mayer and Ryan Sieg, those two hooking up early on, that pair of Ford drivers. All right, and there we go. In fact, the entire top lane looks to be a fair amount of Ford. You've got Ryan Sieg, you've got Sam Mayer, you've got let's say a bunch of other Fords up there on the top. Well, for a series that doesn't have a lot of Fords. Here we go. Austin Hill and Jesse Love to the middle of the racetrack trying to put the block there. Putting a little bit of a block there on them. So we got ourselves a pretty good show going on here. Again, Joey Gase, Jesse Love making moves. The question is, how aggressive are these drivers willing to be here? And Austin Hill made the block down to the bottom of the racetrack. Justin Allgaier, though, got to his outside now. And Allgaier is now side by side for the second position with Austin Hill. So Hill can no longer block both lanes. It's going to be up to Jesse Love to go ahead and block both lanes here to try and stop that 7 without giving up the bottom lane too much. But so there we go. Alright, so there we go again. We're just chilling out here. 4 laps in here. Allgaier trying to make some momentum happen here at the top. Jesse Love keeps going up there and trying to bring some momentum here and see if he can maybe get this one. But as of right now, we are just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And they go to our first side-by-side commercial of the day here. 5 laps in at Talladega Superspeedway. Alright, so again, that middle line seems to be coming along pretty good. Meanwhile, the interior line seems fairly disorganized, and so does the outside line. Alright, so here we go. We got guys like Eric Almirola shuffling to the middle of the field there. There we go. at the first full break, I'm probably gonna grab a drink of water because I am starting to get a little dry and a little bit. It's definitely warm in here. All right, so there we go. So yeah, right now the 2 of gray is doing. All right, so there we go. I know. Uh-oh, we got somebody coming down pit road already. It's Parker Retzloff in the 4 coming down pit road early. Uh-oh, that's not good. Not good whatsoever here for the 4 Parker Retzloff coming to pit road. Jesse Love's still out in front of the field. He's making blocks here all the way up to the extreme top line right now. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I will say I love the fact that we have side-by-side commercials, but definitely wish we weren't using them within 5 laps of the start of the race starting. Here we go. Jesse Love moving down to the bottom, now up to the top. Justin Allgaier trying to make the move around him. There we go. All right, Colts are on the clock for back-to-back picks here. The Colts will be making some back-to-back picks. I'm hoping for offensive line. We got one lineman earlier, but when you're picking this late, I think O-line is going to be the big thing that we need. O-line, I would accept corner. But yeah, here we go again. Jesse Love has managed to maintain the lead here the entire time, but Hill has dropped to 3rd. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. 3 wide through the middle part of the pack, with the front 5 or so have kind of gotten single file out and are just kind of sat here. 9 laps in, working our way through this one. Alright, so the Colts got their first pick in. Should mean that they know who their second pick is going to be too, because it shouldn't be that hard to figure out once you know who you're picking. Alright, so there we go. 10 down, 15 to go in stage number 1. Yeah, right now, Jesse Love trying to hang on to this lead. Alright, so there we go again. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 23 people hanging out in chat, and again, we're just kind of waiting to see where this big move is going to come from. So far, Jesse Love has the field under control at the front of the field. But things can change in a hurry here at Talladega, but looks like the top 20 or so now drop down to a single file line. Which means even less energy for a potential other driver to come from. Here we go. We're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Here we go. Parker Retzloff back on track, but it looks like he might have been contemplating coming back to pit road yet again, which would not have been a good thing. And yeah, so he had a flat tire. Parker Retzloff already ended up with a flat tire once. The question is, does he have another one? All right, there we go. So 13 laps now. We're about halfway through this first stage. We're working our way through this one. Let's see. Oh, man, this. As I say, here we go. What is that? Once these drivers start getting out of line, and it'll start to pick up quite a bit. The steam. Here we go. We got Carson Kvapil, Sheldon Creed popping out of line, trying to start making a little bit of a run. So. Yeah, again, once we get the field kind of double filed up, we'll be able to see some more potential runs for the lead. All right, so there we go. 14 people hang out in chat, and they go to another commercial break here, 15 laps in. Really? Colts draft quarterback Riley Leonard. Wow, uh-oh. That's not good. Drafting another quarterback? Nope. I mean, at least the fact that it's a 6th round pick, we're not too committed to him compared to how committed we are to trying out Richardson here. But I was kind of hoping for offensive line. Alright, so again, 15 laps in. We got 10 laps to go here. The question is, how much further can they go? How much further can they go before some of these guys start thinking that they're out of time and they need to make something happen? Because usually once that starts to set in, we can usually get some more aggression out of these drivers. Start seeing some more guys making some bold moves to try and make some big gains. Alright, here we go. Here comes Austin Hill to the back bumper here. Austin Hill with a big momentum push behind him. So there we go. Austin Hill right up behind the back bumper of the 7 of Allgaier. And guys trying to take Austin Hill 3 wide here. Looks like Jeb Burton in the 27 trying to shuffle the 21 Austin Hill out of the line. And defensive tackle for the other Colts pick. Okay. Well, not the right lineman, but at least it was a lineman and not another pick that we didn't need. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, 16, now 17 laps in. Again, time is of the essence here. They cannot wait around all day for this one, but again, Austin Hill has gotten himself back to the back bumper of Jesse Love here. He's going to make this one happen. Let's see. But yeah, so right now, though, you've got the two RCR cars with Jeb Burton right behind them, and then Creed right behind them. So you've got your first Ford has moved his way all the way up to 4th place after starting outside the top 15. Oh, yeah, sorry. Creed started in 11th. My bad. But yeah, so there we go. Again, we're getting ready for this one. We also got the Amazon Prime exclusive races coming this summer, which will be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to them, but I know a lot of people are probably going to complain about not knowing where to go for the races. And those will start Memorial Day weekend with the Coke 600. So kind of bummed. I kind of wish that the Coke 600 could just be on the same channel as the Indy 500 because I think that would make for a really cool thing for make for a really cool combo straight into the straight from one to the other on the biggest day of racing. Here we go. Nick Sanchez making a move on the bottom. Sanchez all the way up into the top 5. There we go. Nick Sanchez with a big move. Could Nick Sanchez be about to steal this one away here in the closing laps of the stage? I say the biggest thing is going to come from who else he's got drafting behind him on the inside line. All right, so there we go. Let's say 7 laps to go in this stage. We got the 2 and the 21 on that top side. Again, that top side is where they're trying to get everybody else to. And right now, the 48 just is not getting enough help from the 7 to try and make a real run at it. At least not right now. Hopefully in the next 5 or so laps, we can get some amount of momentum swinging back their favor. But yeah. Alright, 6 laps to go in stage number 1. Alright, here we go. So 6 laps left here. Now it's going to be 5 to go at the line. 5 to go at the line. And Jesse Love and Hill have brought their line to the bottom of the track to try and prevent some of those guys getting runs up the inside. So now they've got to basically reform and figure out how to group up on that outside if they want to make a real run at it. I don't think the RCR guys are going to give up the bottom of the racetrack here. Alright, so there we go. Alright, here we go. Again, Jesse Love, Austin Hill out in front of the field here. Ryan Sieg making a really good rally here after he started so far back. Started back in the 17th row. He's made his way all the way to the top 5. Goes to show, I think the Ryan Sieg car could be one of the fastest ones today. We'll have to wait and see. Sam Mayer, who qualified back there with him, definitely not having the same kind of performance. He's still back in 26th here. All right, here we go. The 27 to Jeb Burton on the move. He goes to the top of the race. He goes to the middle lane here, trying to find some momentum to try and maybe make a run here. But as of right now, it's hard to really tell. Alright, so again, 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. It'll be 3 to go at the line this time. Here comes Ryan Sieg looking up the inside on Jeb Burton. So 3 laps to go. 3 more times around. Gonna be an RCR fest. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we all expected, I think, from the start. Especially considering they qualified 1-2. Jesse Love up in front of the field protecting it. Although, Austin Hill has had a couple of times where he's gotten taken side by side. Speaking of side by side, here comes Sheldon Creed up the inside. Sheldon Creed up the inside on that one, trying to make a move for the lead here. 2 laps to go, 2 more times around. So 2 laps to go here in stage number 1. Jesse Love making the moves up to the top, down to the bottom, just whichever way to try and make these blocks happen. He has got his teammate Austin Hill in the middle lane, but he's got that bottom lane with a head of steam here. Now back up to the top line. Again, Hill is right there to work with him, but 2 laps to go. It's hard to know who to trust, and I say, case in point, Hill's pusher kind of bailed on him and ended up getting stuck middle of 3 wide here. So Austin Hill's going to try and start working with Christian Eckes here to rebuild that momentum on the outside. But right now, here we go. White flag, 1 lap to go in stage number 1. So here we go. One more time around. And Jesse Love out in front of the other 36 cars. So here we go. Down the back straightaway. They are 3 wide behind. 3 wide behind. Austin Hill ducks out of line behind his team. Looking to the bottom, and Hill is going to try and take this one. Meanwhile, Jesse Love on the outside going to try and hang on to that one. We got Love on the outside. We got Hill up the inside. RCR versus RCR going for this one. Let's see. Down the front straightaway. Love all the way to the bottom. He's got the lead. He's got the stage win through the final set of corners. And Jesse Love is going to win it here at Talladega. Hill second, Creed third, Eckes fourth, and Ryan C. does round out your top 5. Alright, there we go. Alright. Real quick, I am going to go ahead and flip the channel over here because we are getting ready for the pick 198. And we are going to be going to we've got the caution flag out, so we'll be back in a moment. Alright, please, alright, here we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time, so there we go. Bears pick is in, so we got 2 more picks, and then we got the Packers. So there we go. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We are currently under a caution flag for the end of stage 1. But yeah, RCR actually having a little bit of a competition between themselves here to try and go for this one. Alright, so there we go. Seeing some replays here of so again, the Lions pick is in. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So, alright, there we go. They're going to the wow. The Bears had 3 second-round picks. That's a lot of early-ish picks. Alright, there we go. Here we go. They got the Lions people making the pick here, announcing the pick. Yeah, Lions International Fan of the Year. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I'd love to hear your guys' picks for who you guys think's gonna win this race. And I'm keeping an eye on the video on my other screen, but right now, we're only like 2 picks away from the Packers making their selection. Alright, they went with edge rusher there for the Lions. 6th round pick. Kind of mostly dart throws at this point, but certainly not a bad choice. Alright, there we go again. We're just chilling out here waiting for they are coming back from commercial break here. We got the we got the 11 of Josh Williams doing his thing. And we got the short rendering from the end of stage 1. Alright, so there we go. And here comes everybody coming down pit road for the pit stop. So you got 4 drivers. Wow, they got 4 drivers on screen. Why are they trying to put so many drivers on screen when they haven't been able to master the everything stopping for the pit stop time? So Austin Hill away with the with his pit stop. His pit box was one of the first ones on pit road. Yeah, Creed and Love both just left their pit stalls along with Eckes, and coming off pit road, it is going to be hard to really see because of the tiny screen. And I didn't get a great view as to who it was, but yeah, the race off pit road, we'll get a chance to see it. Looks like it was Eckes over Jesse Love for the first. For who was first off pit road. Christian Eckes beating Jesse Love to the opportunity. Yeah, there we go. Christian Eckes beats Jesse Love by a nose. So, hey, maybe if you can get the control of the race away from him. Now, I'm curious to see if any of these slower cars that have filtered to the front of the list, Emmerling, Sieg, Maggio, Leg, if any of them are going to go ahead and make the pick. And the Texans traded up, and the pick is in for the Houston Texans. So there we go. All right, so we're just chilling out here. Let's see. Cameron Williams is still available. If we can get him in the 7th round, I will absolutely flip out that we were able to get Cameron Williams. Earlier on in this draft process, I was thinking he would be a potentially great. He might have a shot at a 1st round pick. Alright, next Saturday we have got the NASCAR Xfinity Series taking on Texas. Again, next week I will not be here. There will be probably very little content. I might try and pre-record some things, but there will be very little content on the channel next week just because I will be out of town. If you want to look for content and knowing what I'm up to, I would check my gaming channel out. But yeah, so again, the Houston Texans pick is in. We're just kind of waiting to see who that's going to end up becoming. NASCAR is over on a commercial right now, so again, we're still waiting. But Jesse Love filters back to the lead. Okay, so they must have re-looked at that one and thought, well, Love actually beat Eckes to the line. Not by a lot, but every little bit counts. Now the question is, though, which of these Chevys at the front of the field? Because Chevy still holds down the top 8 spots after the caution flag. So the question here becomes, okay, Eckes, Sanchez, definitely not Allgaier. Which of those 3 is willing to work with Jesse Love the best? If any. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And I say we should be back to racing here soon, which is a little concerning because I was kind of hoping that maybe the Grossi pick would happen before we got back to racing. That way we could talk about one and then flip to the other. But it's looking like we might be short here because they're doing a full piece on the Tom Brady 199 pick, which is certainly a great 6th round pick, but. So there we go. They're coming back from commercial break on the NASCAR stuff. Yeah, notable 6th round picks. Yep, AB, Tom Brady, Jason Kelsey was a 6th round pick as well. Alright, so there we go. Alright, come on. Recent draft selections, come on. We're waiting for the big one here. Alright, they're back on. We got Jesse Love rolling behind the pace car here. It's like some lap traffic in front. Might be some guys getting ready to take the wave around here, which that's a lot of cars taking the wave around again. We're just kind of waiting this one out. Alright, so they're showing a replay of them coming off pit road. So again, Taylor Gray getting lined up here in his spot, but again, we'll be getting ready to go back racing here shortly. Alright, come on. Alright, they're going in car here with Jesse Love as we get ready for this one. Let's see. Graham Mertz, the Florida quarterback. My boy out of Florida. There we go. Hey, we're just kind of keeping an eye on the draft on the side here as we get ready to go back racing. Green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing here. Jesse Love taking the inside line this time. Yeah, mainly because he doesn't have the support of the driver in behind to let him down to the bottom line like it worked out last time around. So here we go. The battle is on for that top spot. You've got the I believe that's the 48 of Sanchez on the outside. He's got a really good pusher behind him, but those two have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the pack behind them. And yes, there we go. The 48 of Sanchez able to clear Jesse Love for the moment, but I'm curious as to how long that's going to last because looking at the leaderboard right now, it's showing Sanchez dropping back. So there we go. And yeah, Sanchez tries to go up to the top, and he ends up getting split and right down the middle. Oh boy, not a great spot there. Jesse Love still on the top side, though. Eck is on the bottom. He's going to have the edge. So here we go, down into turns 1 and 2 once again here. All right, here we go. Oh, big block by Nick Sanchez on the replay here as he tried to find a way to try and get down in front of one or the other. He ends up trying to make a massively stupid block, but yeah, he ends up middle of 3 wide here, and it's going to be Jesse Love returning back to the front of the field, although Jesse Love did fail to lead one of those laps, so there we go. All right. The Green Bay Packers are pick is in here for the Green Bay Packers. Let's see. All right, it's Warren Brinson. Did they really not show? Wow, they didn't show Tom Grossi announcing the pick, but here we go. All right, so again, now we can shift all the focus back over to the NASCAR race as Jesse Love continues to hold them off 2 and 3 wide behind him. But right now, Jesse Love in total control of the field here. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They are at a side-by-side commercial, so you're going to say we're not missing a thing. Again, Jesse Love continues to try and block both lanes as it's now, it's now 3 lanes behind him. It's going to be hard to block all 3 lanes. Love to the middle. Say he's going to go to the middle. That's probably the best spot for him because from the middle he can go bottom or top if need be. Alright, gonna flip the main TV back on over. And boom. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. We got, Sammy Smith has risen to the front of the field here, passing Jesse Love in the process right now. He's brought with him Eric Almirola to the front of the field. Eric Almirola in the middle now at 3 wide as the inside line has come roaring back a bit. Jesse Love to the bottom. He's going to the middle underneath Sammy Smith, and he's going to take this spot back. Tries to clear, but not able to get up there in time. Sammy Smith now loves going up there to potentially try and side draft, but Sammy Smith also moving down. I think he was thinking the same thing. If he can side draft the 2. Now the 2, middle of 3 wide. The battle for the lead is on here at the front of the field. Again, the junior motorsports cars, you got the 8 and the 7 lined up together there. Meanwhile, on the bottom line, you've got the 16 at Eckes with the 21 of Austin Hill behind him. Jesse Love kind of getting shuffled a little further back here as he's, he's starting to look just a tad bit mortal here. The 27 of Jeb Burton has now gotten down in front of the 2 of Jesse Love in that middle lane. So again, right now it is 3 wide behind the front 2. The front 2 are clear, and it's 3 wide behind it. Ooh, they were really close there. I thought they were about to crash right in front of Jesse Love. But yeah, here we go. Up to the middle of the block here for Austin Hill. Eckes could have gone to the top to try and block. He still does. He goes to the top to block, but all the way to the bottom goes Jeb Burton riding the elevator all the way to the bottom, taking the top spot away, and it is Jeb Burton to the front of the field. Eckes in second, 3 wide behind Smith, Hill, and Sieg. All 3 of those drivers 3 wide for this position. None of them willing to give this one up. Here comes Sammy Smith with a bit of a run on the outside line as they were heading off the corner, but now down into the corner here once again. It looks like it's going to be 2 wide for that spot. Austin Hill gets his rear bumper on the front bumper of his teammate. So those 2 now lined up together. Jeb Burton all the way up to the top to block Sammy Smith. You got Jesse Love and Austin Hill lined up. So what can the 2 RCR cars do together? Can they go ahead and get this one done? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, this one is going amazing here. Eckes versus Love, though, battling this one out. Again, if Love can get clear to the bottom, I think they will absolutely make that move, trying to simplify this one down of just go to the bottom and run this one as fast as you can around the bottom, try and force drivers like Jeb Burton to change their strategy around where you are. Not to mention, if you have 2 sets of teammates, it's really hard to deny that you're going to be one of the better teams when it comes to pushing here. Because right now, Junior Motorsports has 3 of the front 4 on the outside behind Jeb Burton, who isn't a Junior Motorsports driver. 3 of the next 4 behind there. You got Sammy Smith, you got Allgaier Creed, who isn't with Junior Motorsports, but then you've got Zilich, who's right there as well. So a lot of Junior Motorsports help on that outside line. The only one non-Junior Motorsports car in those top 5. So there we go. And we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, right now this race is really good. I'm loving this. We got Sammy Smith. We got Austin Hill trying to make something happen. Again, the biggest thing right now is whether or not Jesse Love can just get clear of the inside line. You don't need a side draft. Don't need to worry about getting overly close here. Let's see. Alright, so again, right now we got this one. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let's see. 3 wide behind. Jeb Burton still controlling the front of this field. 3 wide behind, though. Eckes has gotten level with the 21. As the 21 has gotten completely level with the rest of the field, it seems like here. Again, these RCR cars, middle of 3 wide, they would love to try and make some momentum, but the problem is if you try and make that momentum happen and the lead car that's blocking 3 lanes potentially cuts your nose off. Because you can't control how this goes, but here we go. Austin Hill to the top. Jesse Love going to emerge through the middle here. So now we got Love and Hill side by side rather than bumper to bumper here. But Jesse Love seems like he's got a little bit faster of a little bit faster a car when he actually, when he first got the clean air on his nose, but after that, it seems like he's dropped right back to a kind of mediocre car here. He's dropping quite a few spots here. Barely inside the top 10 right now. But yeah, so there we go. We are chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Jesse Love leading the bottom lane now. Now it's only a top and a bottom lane with a mountain between them. Alright, so again, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Nice and synced up. Had to do that after we went and swapped that one around. Austin Hill has gotten himself out in front of the field, and he's gotten down in front of the line that has Jesse Love in it. Right now, Jesse Love is in third in line here behind Jeb Burton. So, would not be shocked to see him potentially pop out of line here to try and make something happen. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, would not be shocked whatsoever to see something happen there. Alright, so there we go. Again, right now the front of the pack here looking, and there we go. Jeb Burton trying to make a move here, but he gets snookered by the 2. The 2 makes the fake move up to the top, then ducks down to the bottom again. Shuffles the 27 out of line. Now it's the 2 RCR cars back in front of the field in complete control of this one. As we will be seeing the run to the checkers here. We are under 5 laps to go. Hopefully we'll get the, yep, we're coming back from the commercial now. Lined up and ready for this one. Let's see. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, so they're showing some of the highlights that we just talked about during the side-by-side. Since the commentators didn't get the chance to tie that as it was happening because they were at commercial break. Alright, so 4 laps to go. 4 more times around here. And again, you've got Austin Hill and Jesse Love absolutely crushing this one. Eckes currently sits in the 3rd position, but I'm curious to see if he might jump up to try and work with, say, the, yep, here we go. Here comes a big run on the outside. The number 7 car here, up to the top. Alright, so there we go. Again, we got ourselves a pretty good race going on here. Alright, so here we go again right now. We're working our way through this one. Let's see. Oh, man. Alright, to the bottom of the racetrack goes Hill. Hill trying to make these blocks on Love, but Jesse Love looking to try and make the pass for the lead. He wants his 2nd stage win of the day here. Alright, so here we go. 3 laps to go here. You got Allgaier on the bottom. You got 2 of the strongest Chevys out in front of the field, though. You got Love and Hill up there working together on the top side. And so those 2 are going to be tough to beat today. We're really going to go 2 laps to go during a side-by-side commercial break. I mean, I get it. Something happened, but... Alright, here we go. Again, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We're going to come... So we got a lap and a half to go. It'll be 1 lap to go at the line this time. Alright, here we go. White flag is waving in the air as Austin Hill, Jesse Love take the white flag. 1 lap to go here. 1 lap to go at Talladega, and let's see what will end up happening here. 1 lap to go. We're on a nice long green flag run. In fact, we haven't had a caution yet to in the stages here as we were lined up ready to go. Now let's see. Jesse Love on the top line here. He's going to potentially get a push. No push, it looks like, coming from behind him. Jesse Love looking to the outside, going to be looking to try and get this one away from his teammate in the 21 Austin Hill. 3 wide behind them, it looks like, as we come off of turn number 4 towards the grandstands and towards the start-finish line. Looks like it's going to be Austin Hill out in front of Jesse Love. Love is going to have to fight it out for second here as they cross the line, and it is Hill, Love, and Amarola. Hill, Love, and Amarola, the top 3. Sanchez and Smith rounding out your top 5. All right, so there we go. All right. So there we go. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I'm gonna go run and grab a drink real quick. Alright, and we are back. And the commercial break isn't even over yet. Let's go. Alright, so there we go. Uh-oh. Let's turn and slide, turn and slide, turn and slide. One drop, one card. Let's go. Alright, there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, go ahead and break out the earbuds to start working on the short from stage 1. Not sure if I'll end up uploading stage 2's short, because that one, it was alright. It certainly wasn't great, but certainly wasn't terrible, so. And say Texas next Saturday. Won't be there. And I won't be here for that one. Yeah, the battle for a second was actually pretty good, but yeah, again, I might not sure if I'll upload the second one, but I am working on the first one, so. There we go. there we go. Alright, so they're getting ready for pit road. Pit road will be open this time, and we will be seeing them coming down pit road. Alright, there we go. Here we go. Coming down to the pit road. Let's see. Amarola, Hill, Love, and Sanchez. The four drivers we got on feature. Amarola hits his pit stall. Hill, Love, and Sanchez. Alright, so there we go. Really need that. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Let's see. Alright, definitely not a fan of all the emojis because they don't exactly correlate. Alright. I just need to adjust one more thing here on this one. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. we should be hopefully getting back to racing here shortly. Alright, now go ahead and mute the thing because that's playing through my headphones, which means the stream could potentially hear it, and I don't want that. Alright. Come on. Alright. And download. Alright, that should all be working just fine. Let's see. Yeah, so the stream did have a bit of a fail, and I apologize for that. We should be back. Alright, so there we go. Most laps led all time at drafting tracks in the Xfinity Series, and that is now Austin Hill has taken that crown. As we go green, 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 green flags out, and we are back to racing. Although the fact that he has more of them per year, it's not surprising that Austin Hill's taken that from guys like Dale Jr. and Dale Sr. But he's also just been really dominating the races that he's been in. So 57 laps to go. We got plenty of time still to go here. Alright, and the thing will be slow for a minute while it downloads. And let's just close out of that to hopefully try and turn this thing right back up for the get this thing back to moving smoothly and hopefully not killing you guys in terms of lag. Alright, so welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time as we got Jesse Love still out in front of the field. He and Hill traded stage wins in the stages, so they both earned, I believe, 19 points because I believe they both finished second in the stage where their other teammate went and took the win. All right, so there we go. Alright, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, right now the 7 of Allgaier seems to be falling quite a ways back, which is not Allgaier's usual MO here. He's going to get in line into the middle lane. Well, I say middle lane. I'm not sure how much of a top lane there is because the camera angle they've got over there is not great. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so here we go. The outside line now being led by Matt DiBenedetto in the Viking Motorsports Chevy, making a little bit of a run. He's got Eric Armroll behind him. Looks like a couple of the other Toyotas behind him. Maybe William Sawalich. So, there we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let's email that video over to... actually, I can upload it straight from here, actually. Hopefully that won't tax the computer too much. Alright, there we go. So again, right now on the inside line, you've got such a strong. That inside line is such a strong group. It's hard to imagine that they'll lose this one. In fact, the inside line, you've got Love, Hill, Smith, Jones, and Zilich. I mean, that is one of the stronger runs here. So there we go. Alright, so again, right now I'm just curious as to what the RCR guys are going to do because it's going to be hard for the RCR guys to really make much happen there as they're going to be lined up here. Oh, man. Yeah, so again, right now, 52 laps to go. Again, I'm assuming that these RCR guys are going to be working together to try and pull this one off. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Alright, so here we go again. 51 laps to go. Looking at it again, Matt Benedetto on the outside line is the only real challenger that we've had so far today to the lead. Let's get the go live. Trying to get back to my live dashboard so I can manage the stream. We got 27 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that popped in here. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? Oh, tried watching the race on the CW app, but it wasn't. It's just in-car camera. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. They on the CW app, they only have that. The race itself is only on the CW channel, which if you're a cable package or I have YouTube TV and that's where I have it through. But if you don't have the actual CW channel, you don't get the race, which is really annoying. So I totally understand it. I actually mentioned that. I hadn't seen too many people complaining about it, but yeah, it's been that way all season. And I believe for the CW races last year it was that way too. But here we go. 50 laps to go as I come back from commercial break here. Jesse Love, Austin Hill absolutely just controlling the front of the field here as the two RCR Chevys have the rest of the field basically in a chokehold at this point. Again, if you want to make a win here at Talladega today, it's probably going to be on the back of one of those two. And up to this point, we have yet to have a caution for contact. The only two cautions have been the end of stage 1 and the end of stage 2. So curious to see when or if the stage end will be coming. But yeah, so yeah, that's. I wish I would put the race on the CW app for so that everybody else, so more people can get access to the race. Because I'm not a fan of sports putting things on, especially behind paywalls. Like I'm not the biggest fan of going to Amazon Prime or certainly having like 4 or 5 different streaming options. Looking at you, NFL. Looking at the fact that you've got games locked behind. Yeah, you've got Peacock exclusive games. You've got ESPN Plus exclusive games. You got Amazon Prime games. You've got I think they had a Paramount Plus exclusive game. Then you've got the Netflix games, and it's like that's a lot of streaming services. I will say I like the fact that NASCAR has kept it to like they've got 4 primary partners, and for 3 out of the 4, there is at least a traditional TV channel that will be carrying the race alongside a streaming platform. And the only part that is streaming exclusive will be the Amazon Prime portion of the season coming up at the end of May into June. Yeah, for that 5-race stretch starting at the Coke 600, that's the only portion of the NASCAR season that is purely behind a streaming paywall, which, again, I think is a good thing that it's not a ton of races, and it's a streaming platform that I think most people have, or at least a decent amount of people have. I mean, Amazon Prime, it's not like nobody has it. Unlike when Peacock first came out and they put all the IndyCar practice on it, and it's like, great. Unless you're an IndyCar or sports car fan, you probably don't have Peacock. Certainly not the paid version. So there we go. 47 laps to go. Again, Hill. It looks like Brandon Jones is trying to make something happen now as he's moved up in front of Matt DiBenedetto on that upper lane. There is a small 3-car train at the very top, but I don't know how far a 3-car train is going to get you here at the at this track. But yeah, so for Xfinity Series though, it's all year on CW. That's another one that I like the consistency of one channel all season long. I just hope that again they've improved some of their camera angles and stuff, and whoever's doing the directing of it, because like for example, at Phoenix a couple weeks about a month ago, some people were getting a commercial break on the white flag during the final lap, which was not great. So, that's just a little bit of venting about TV, and it's also a big part of what kind of inspired me to start doing these streams. One, I enjoy watching races with you guys, and two, I feel like it hopefully helps make the sport a little bit more accessible. And, oh, here we go. We got hands out the window. And I said the pit window is open. 45 laps to go here, and we might be seeing a bunch of cars coming to pit road here. Let's see. Off the corner, and yes, here we go. The 2 RCR cars coming with about close to a dozen cars. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they changed the camera angle. So there's about 5. And they cut away again as I'm trying to count the number of cars coming down pit road. I'd say somewhere about 7. It looked like 7 to 10 cars coming down pit road here. Highlighted again, of course, by the RCR cars who will be getting, it looks like, 2 tires. Yep, 2 tires and fuel. 2 tires and fuel. And, oh, Jesse Love stalls just a moment there on the pit road. So, Jesse Love stalls on pit road. Christian Eck is out first. Possibly a fuel-only strategy for some of those guys as they jump out ahead here. So, there we go. Alright, so now Brandon Jones, Eric Almirola, William Sawalich, Taylor Gray, the 4 Joe Gibbs Racing cars have the lead of the field here as they will be controlling the front of this thing. And the biggest question will end up becoming, where do the cars that just pit filter out here on the lead lap? So it looks like they are the last cars on the lead lap, but they aren't exactly all that. And they aren't all that far from these front runners. They're gonna need, if these other front runners want to try and catch them, they're gonna want to get in a single file line as soon as humanly possible and get as many cars to commit to that kind of strategy. But right now, it looks like the back half of the pack is coming to pit road. Here's the rest of the Chevys. It looks like as here comes Matt DiBenedetto, Zilich, Smith, Quapple, a lot of G Motorsports cars. All guys are part of it. The 53 of Joey Gase as well is coming down pit road. And it looks like fuel only for the 8 of Sammy Smith, so possibly trying to make a play here to try and get to the lead if they can go fuel only here. Fuel only on the 88 for Connor Zilich as well. Another fuel only stop there. And yeah, if they can keep doing these fuel onlys here, potentially jump out ahead of the guys who already pit. that will be an interesting call. But again, if I'm the rest of these guys at this point, I'd almost say I'm gonna just run this one. Yeah, get in the single file line, try and see if you can run fast enough to run any of these groups down. And as soon as you know you aren't running them down anymore, as soon as you're not actually gaining on the back of the field, that's when you'll make the decision to come to pit road. But yeah, right now though, there's that swarm of cars forming here in the as the fuel only stops are trying to get in front of the cars who came for 2 tires here. Up to the top of the track though goes the 2 tire cars. They're gonna just try and freight train around the outside lane over these guys who came and did the gas and goes. But again, the fact that Christian Eckes managed to jump out ahead of him, he managed just to get to the front of the line. And again, these Joe Gibbs cars, again, I think you need to commit to a strategy here of you're going with something else here. And yep, here comes the rest of the pack coming down pit road. So they must have looked at the data, felt like they weren't catching him, or weren't catching him quick enough at the very least to try and. They came down. They looks like they're doing fuel only as well on the Joe Gibbs car. I would have maybe even just tried tires, something to give yourself an advantage here late. I mean, because at this point you've pitted later, so you're going to be losing out on the momentum here. I don't know. I would certainly be questioning this strategy here. But there we go. Jeremy Clements currently holds the fastest lap of the race out in front of the field. Maggio, Poole, Ellis, Awuji, Leg, the top 6. Those 6 have yet to pit. Greg Van Alst has yet to pit as well, but here we go again. Brandon Jones and the others, they're coming out here. They want to try and say the question is, does any of these guys try and put a stupidly aggressive block on the pack of cars that have already been on the racetrack? Again, they've got time, and yep, there we go. There's the stupid block. Tries to make it on Jesse Love. Love ducks underneath it, and that is going to be, was that William Sawalich? Yep, that was Sawalich. Shock and surprise, William Sawalich would go ahead and do that, so there we go. Alright, so here we go. So it seems like the Toyota pack is really trying to get in the way here. Oh, William Sawalich slow on the apron. Not sure if there's a problem there or what. Might not have gotten all the lug nuts tight, but yeah, again, these Toyotas are trying to put some aggressive blocks here. Catherine Legg on pit road in the number 32 for the Jordan Anderson Racing team. So there we go again. The front of this field here, you've got you've got Eric Armrola, you've got Sheldon Creed, you've got guys out there. But yeah, so again, just the guys trying to make these blocks here. Still no idea what actually happened to Sawalich. Smoke from the engine, and yep, he's on pit road with the thing up. So Greg Van Alst out in front of the field leading this one. It's him over Brandon Jones here. So again, we're still no caution flag yet. Alright, so there we go. Oh, caution flag! Caution! Oh, man, while I was checking a message, we got the 8 of Sammy Smith, the 35 of Greg Van Alst finding each other. Uh-oh, what happened? We're going to have to wait and see what happened on the replay because I completely missed what happened. But, as I say, odds are it wasn't good. Oh, Ryan Sieg's car is destroyed. But yeah, man, Ryan Sieg cannot seem to avoid trouble. I mean, I don't know what happened this time, but it looks very similar to the damn Gene Kurt at Bristol. Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago. So there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. So there we go. They're coming back from commercial break, and we will have the full rundown. But yeah, there we go. I'm impressed. Ryan Sieg was able to get to the garage and made the turn in. There we go. But yeah, that car is junked again. All right, here we go. Replay of what happened. Let's see. All right, so the 27 of Jeb Burton just looks like turns. All right. Yeah, so the 27 of Jeb Burton just turns the 8 right in front of Greg Van Alst. And then where does the 39 come into play? That's what I want to know. So the 35 was slow off the pace and trying to get out of the way anyway. Okay, Ryan Sieg was all the way down there and ends up backwards. What happened? Okay, give us a wide camera angle here. Okay, here we go. That's a wide camera angle. That's about what I was looking for. Now we're looking for the 39 car of Ryan Sieg. Oh, he goes down into the grass, and the grass is what tears off the splitter there. Okay. So actually, it wasn't nearly as bad a crash as it looked like based on the damage. So that's a good thing. But yeah, first natural caution of the day comes at lap 80. Comes around lap 80. So there we go. We'll get everything all doubled back up, and this should be a good one. Seriously? Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. Boom. And unselect. Alright, there we go. Submitting the rating. Should be checked in a matter of moments. And boom. Add suitability. And let's put it straight to public here immediately. Boom. Alright, so that should be good. There we go. Alright, so we have uploaded our short here. Alright, there we go. Let's see. I am not sure where... Did my short actually get uploaded? Come on. Short. As I say, it's pretty notable when I am having trouble finding my own short. Yep, there it is. It does exist. And there it is. Alright. You know, just trying to make sure I can actually find my short. There we go. Alright, so there we go. We got the final round of pit stops done. Now the question is, does anybody come for a round of extra tires? Because very few people took tires, and if they did, they only took 2 tires on that last restart. So we'll have to wait and see if that ends up turning into anything here. So there we go. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Boom. So again, Sheldon Creed, Brandon Jones out in front of the field again. If I'm if I'm the field, I'm at least entertaining the idea and asking my team, like, hey, can I come for tires? Especially if I'm the driver, I'm asking if I can come for 4 fresh tires. Because I think the ability to be on offense, especially at a track like Talladega, will be a massive benefit for anybody who can get themselves in that spot. But if you're if they think that the track position is too valuable to give up, which especially at this track, I think there's a good chance that the track position is too valuable to give up. As a crew chief, I would probably be saying, can you win the race on your current tires? Because I think if you can win it on your current tires, you should be trying to win it on your current tires. So I think that gives you the best chance to try and win it. But again, it really is kind of a guessing game here. But that would be my opinion. If I'm the driver, I'm asking my team, hey, can I come for tires in this situation? And if I'm the team, I'm hoping that we're done with the tires for the day so that we can just focus on trying to get to the end of this race. So there we go. But yeah, welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We've managed to be holding on to like 20 people throughout the entire stream. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your day here with us. Yeah, if you guys are just joining us, we have been streaming through most of these. We've been doing radio style coverage of the NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series races for the last little while. I haven't actually, even though we've been doing the stream, you know, let's look up the ARCA results. Because I haven't actually seen the ARCA results. Results. Yeah, ARCA Talladega 2025. There we go. Okay, there we go. Engine problems for Cletus, and he ends up with a top 10 still at the end of the day. Okay. That's not bad. So, winner was Lawless Allen over Thad Moffitt. Isabella Robusto with a third place finish. Best finish for a female at a Superspeedway, I believe. Then you had Andy Jankowak. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that one wrong. Jason Kiltzmiller, LeVar Scott, Jake Finch, Bryce Hoffman, William Sawalich, and Cletus, rounding out your top 30. Or not your top 30, your top 10. Alright, there we go. A couple of other names down the board for the ARCA race that we've kind of seen before. Brian Duzat, former Truck Series driver. Spencer Gallagher, former Xfinity Series driver. Brendan Queen, he's raced in the Truck Series before. So, yeah, a few names down the board that we've seen before. But yeah, the ARCA race getting 38 cars out there. Not bad at all. Alright, so here we go. 30 laps to go at Talladega. We are getting ready for the restart. So they're going to go ahead and talk. They're talking right now with driver of the number 39 car who got absolutely obliterated earlier. Oh, man. There we go. Yeah, he got obliterated by the grass because the grass is what tore the front end of his car right off. Which again, I think goes to show how not durable the Xfinity cars are. But honestly, that seems to be a benefit because the Cup cars, while they're durable, they don't seem to perform nearly as well. And these Xfinity cars have been just great ever since they were introduced. Give me one more camera change, and I will go ahead and get the camera synced up here one more time. All right, come on. There we go. All right, got that synced up, and we are ready to go. All right. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We are now 20 subscribers away. We are only 20 subscribers away from getting our way all the way up to the big 3K number again. 3,000 subscribers would be awesome to hit. Again, I'd loosely been saying I'd like to have hit it by the end of the month, but again, at this point, we're getting so late in the month, and again, I don't know if I'll be able to do much for content this upcoming week because I will be out of town. So, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I might try and pre-record a video or two for Texas weekend, but again, I won't be home, so don't expect a ton of content during Texas weekend. Yeah, so I chose this weekend to be gone because it's Texas, and Texas is not exactly the most thrilling weekend of all time, so. Yeah, it was between this or Bristol, which, granted, the way that Bristol played out, maybe I should have skipped Bristol instead, because Texas, it'd be hard to be more boring than Bristol was. But here we go. Pace cars off, field in the hands of Brandon Jones and Sheldon Creed. Harrison Burton inside the top three here as we get going through the restart zone, and green flag's out. We are back to racing. The green flag is out. 28 laps to go here. So 28 laps to go. I don't know what you end up doing here. If you're Sheldon or if you're Sheldon Creed, you gotta know that the 2 is going to be looking to try and get by you, because the 2 is one of the absolute fastest cars on the day. Yeah, at this racetrack, he is not going to want to sit still behind you for very long. Now, maybe if you can take that momentum from his front bumper and get you out in front of the entire field, maybe you can just pull that momentum along with you, and he won't be as annoyed with you, because at the very least, you will have helped him out by towing him along to the front of the field and going 1-2. But as of right now, it looks like Sheldon Creed might get clear himself and just start blocking the 2 and the 20 back and forth. And yep, there he goes. Jesse Love still side by side for position, but now Sheldon Creed is out in front of the field entirely. So there we go. We are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So again, Creed out in front, Jones, Jesse Love, Harrison Burton, Amarola the top 5. Benedetto's still up in the top 10. He could potentially have a really good run, and if he does, you know that the Benedetto fans will be coming out of the woodworks to celebrate this one, and I'll be all here for it. I would love to see a Matt Benedetto win. I'm not necessarily I'm not as obsessed as some of the Matt Benedetto fans that I know, but I certainly appreciate how great he is, how good of a race car driver he is. Yeah, unfortunately, he just has never really been able to put it together in the limited opportunities he's had in really, truly elite equipment. But when we're talking about drivers struggling to put it together in truly elite equipment, looking at you, Sheldon Creed, it certainly is not just a Matt Benedetto problem. It's a problem that many drivers have. Again, looking at you, Sheldon Creed. But yeah, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And here we go. Jesse Love pops to the outside line. Going to work with his teammate, Austin Hill, on the extreme outside. Oh, no, that's not Austin Hill. That's the one of Carson Kvapil. That's a different blue Chevy. But yeah, so he's going to still work with him. Sheldon Creed goes up to block, and Jesse Love does the little duck under that he's done a couple of times now to shuffle Creed out to that 4th lane, while the other 3 lanes full of cars are going to just rocket by him. He will filter in the line here behind the 31 of Blaine Perkins. And here we go, the 2 of Jesse Love. Now no car in front of him here. He's got a clear sight at the lead. Almost up to a side-by-side battle for the lead, as he's going to be closing in on Brandon Jones here shortly. Alright, so there we go. We are rolling through this one. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright. Biggest live stream of the year so far was definitely the Daytona Duels. In terms of recent ones, that wasn't during the Daytona Speed Week. Rockingham last week was our biggest stream, so there we go. This one's not doing too bad, though. I mean, 2.3 would put it Right around where the Clash at Bowman Gray was. Okay, not bad. Also right around the same point as the Cup race at Bristol got for viewership. That's really not terrible. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Jesse Love has gotten out in front of Brandon Jones. So he may just get out in front. He can now start to block both lanes, try and dictate who's going where. And Connor Zilich and the Junior Motorsports guys at the top, 3 Junior Motorsports guys all right in line. They don't want to let that happen. And oh, there we go. Jesse Love sees it coming. He goes to the top of the racetrack. He's going to try and block, but ultimately he starts going back down the track, and he's going to be in the middle of 3 wide. No! No. That's not what you do. And now Jesse Love is going to be in the middle of 3 wide here, about 4 or 5 cars back. I mean, again, it's not like it's impossible for him to come back from that. In fact, he could very well get a good push here from, say, the 48 and the 19, but it's less likely than when you're out in front. You're always more likely to win a race if you're in front of the field, because typically that's how they do it. They give the win to the driver who's in front of the field. And right now, Connor Zilich in the 88 car. If he manages to win at I know it would be a Superspeedway win, but for a road course ringer who the question coming into this year was, is he going to be any good at the ovals? If he can get a Superspeedway win to start off his kind of ovals here, I think this would be a massive sign that, hey, this guy has come to play. He is not, especially where it hasn't been a chaotic super speedway race. It's not like 90% of the field's torn up or anything. In fact, I'd say about 90% of the competitive cars are still out on track. I mean, yeah, Sammy Smith, you would like to see him still out there on the track, but him being out there or not is not the do or die type situation. Here we go. Alright, so right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, there we go. Zilich way out in front of the field here, and the other 2 Junior Motorsports cars now in front enough to clear. And here comes the 21 Austin Hill, going to move down to the bottom, try and maybe give some support to his teammate in the 2. The 2 RCR cars have managed to find each other once again. And there we go. Alright. Alright, so again, Zilich out in front of the field here. He goes down to block the RCR guys and back up to the top to work with his Junior Motorsports guys. Again, they've got Junior Motorsports has a really good chance to try and win this one. They've got 3 cars right at the top of the field. But we've seen Austin Hill and Jesse Love both be able to 1v4 that organization in the past. So, to question whether or not they can 1v3 or they can 2v3 them, I think that RCR very much has the opportunity to do that now. Could they fail? Yeah, it definitely is possible, but I think it's more likely that they succeed here. And here comes the Ada Smith coming back out onto the racetrack. Hopefully he isn't going to be just getting in the way of anything. Here we go. Catherine Legg trying to make something happen on the top side. Not really finding a whole lot of momentum, although there we go. There's a little inch of momentum there, but let's say, and there was a car in front of him. Oh, there we go. Again, Catherine Legg, I think, is racing pretty well so far today. So again, here we go. Zilich and his two teammates on the top. Meanwhile, the two RCR cars on the bottom could still have a shot. But the hard part is that you don't have the cars, the inside line nowhere nearly as tightly bunched as that outside line, as the 88 just jumps out to a massive lead here over the 1 and the 21. So there we go. We're starting to make a bit of a turn here. Here comes up the middle. It's going to be Jeb Burton trying to make maybe a move. All right, so there we go. Alright, so there we go. Again, right now, the 21 versus the 1. Those two battling it out for the second position here. Carson Kvapil versus Austin Hill. Would love to see Kvapil get his first win here. But something tells me it's not going to happen quite that easy. And there we go. Up the middle comes you've got a very fast row of cars coming up the middle. And there goes Jesse Love and Austin Hill up to the middle line. Now up to the outside line here is those three cars. Eric Almirola also following them. Now we got Jeb Burton on the bottom of the racetrack here. Jeb Burton and Sheldon Creed making a move. Yeah, so there we go. Again, the Jeb Burton definitely trying to make something happen here, but again, right now, Austin Hill has the lead, and he can start to potentially try and block both lanes. Again, it's just going to be a matter of what ends up happening. Do we see another caution here? And I say, 15 laps to go. Still plenty of time for things to happen or not happen. So, here we go. Alright, so here we go. Jesse Love leaning on the bottom. He's looking to try and leapfrog his teammate here. And he's almost clear. Here comes Connor Zilich to the bottom. Going to try and maybe give a little bit of a push to try and maybe help Love, but then realized maybe it wasn't in his best interest to help Jesse Love here. And instead tries to push Love's teammate Austin Hill to the lead. So yeah, Jesse Love's average running position now dropped down to a 4th because he, after leading like the first 28 laps or so uncontested, he is now ended up leading exactly 50 laps, which is still plenty enough probably for the most all day. But yeah, again, Love versus Hill. It's going to be a tough one here. Here comes the push to Hill. We get way out in front. Alright, there we go. Again, Austin Hill out in front of the field. Jesse Love on the bottom of the racetrack trying to take this spot from him. Only 13 laps to go. Not a lot of time left for any of these drivers to make any moves. And here we go. 13 laps to go. Here we go. Coming down on the back straightaway. A big push here to the back bumper. And oh! Big crash behind! Catherine Legg, Eric Almirola, Brandon Jones involved. Not sure who else, but massive crash down the back straightaway. And this one is going to set up an interesting situation here as, again, those three cars are destroyed. Eric Almirola was right in the mix for a potential win. But now we're going to get to see a restart here with both RCR cars in contention here. And this is why I would have wanted slightly fresher tires if I'd been able to get them at the last caution flag, because now I'd have fresher rubber for a battle off the restart. And now I can't wait to see the replay and see how people are probably going to blame Catherine Legg for this. Oh, and Jeffrey Earnhardt gets torn up as well. There we go. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think there's fair criticism of Catherine Legg's driving ability. especially like the mistake she made in her first ever Cup race. Yeah, I think there's some room to criticize. The thing at Rockingham last weekend, very small. Okay, so yeah, Eric Almirola just cleared himself right in front of Catherine, like nothing she did wrong. Catherine Lake was just wrong place, wrong time. Same thing with Jeffrey Earnhardt. He's another one that I'm normally pretty quick to blame whenever I see he's got damage in it. I'm like, oh, did he just run somebody over? This time, nope, he was the innocent bystander. So credit where credit is due, and I try and give proper credit to drivers when I do crap on them a lot, like Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones is another one. I tease and taunt pretty relentlessly about kind of his underperformance. Him, Riley Herbst, a couple of others that I've vocally said I'm not the biggest fans of. But whenever I see a wreck that I might initially call on them just because I'm not a big fan, I try and walk back and say the right thing afterwards once I've gotten a chance to see enough replays. And yeah, not really sure what happened to Eric Almirola there. Did he lose a tire? Because, I mean, no, he doesn't really turn the car. I said the car doesn't like turn hard to the side until after the contact, which makes sense as to why his car would turn after contact. But yeah, so yeah, Catherine Lake getting towed away here. Jeffrey Earnhardt involved. There we go. And there we go. Let's go to Twitter and see if people are upset with Catherine Lake already. Alright, let's go ahead and check this one out. Alright, Twitter. As I go to commercial break, I'm just going to check Twitter, see if there's any comments here about this one. Let's see. Yeah, are you... someone clowning them, but there we go. But yeah, quite literally, he didn't do any... Yeah, say... She didn't do anything wrong there. Alright, well, there we go. Okay, at least it seems like a majority of people are either clouding on Eric Almirola for that one, or or defending Love, so that not Love, Leg there. "21 years ago yesterday was the 2004 beer can 4.99 at Talladega." There we go. Alright, so there we go. Coming back from commercial break here. Xfinity Series heads to Texas. Alright, let's see where the draft is at this point. But yeah, so they're showing some of the highlights here as Ryan Sieg came up short there. He is already out of the race today. Alright, so again, we're going to be getting ready for a restart here. Austin Hill and Jesse Love are going to be right there at the front of the field as we get ready for this one. We got 26 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your day here with us. Oh, Colts are on the board. Here we go. Let's see. I'm curious to having to tune in, check the board literally as the Colts are making their pick, and it is SAF safety. Okay, we got a safety. Would have preferred O-line. I'm assuming Cameron Williams is already off the board here at this point. Let's see. Yeah, Cameron Williams went to... Oh, come on, how did the Eagles get Cameron Williams? Okay, well, that was kind of the big last offensive line piece. I was kind of curious if the Colts were going to get or not, but... All right, here we go. Let's lock in. 10 laps to go here in this race, and it looks like they are going to give Is Zillage going to get the second position here? But I say, it looks like they're getting ready for a choose cone here. So again, showing the massive blocks here. And then Jesse Love has got to figure out what he wants to do when he ends up in that situation again, where you don't want to end up in the middle of 3 wide, but yeah, it's just going to be a wait-and-see type game here. But welcome on in. We got 25 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your day here with us. We'd love to hear who you guys think is going to win this race as we're getting closer and closer to the end of it. And if you guys have any predictions for tomorrow's Cup race, we'd love to hear those as well, as we've got ourselves a full day of Cup racing tomorrow as we get ready for that. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling in here. They're at commercial break here as we get ready for this one. Alright, well, there we go. Alright, well, here we go. Let's get locked back in. We're just kind of waiting for this commercial to wrap up. So let's see how the short's doing, because the shorts typically blow up pretty quick. Let's see. Yep, so it was like 79 views in the first little bit. Yeah, first 33 minutes. It's the 4th most viral short of the ones that I've uploaded. So, not terrible. Alright, so we get ready for this one. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Lights are off on the pace car. We're ready to go racing. So we got RCR on the top line. Yeah, first and second car in the outside lane is RCR. Zillage is on the bottom, but I don't see any teammate immediately. Okay, looks like Quapple and Allgaier are rows 3 and 4 on the inside line. But Nick Sanchez is a little bit of a wild card here. I believe the Jordan Anderson racing cars are typically pretty loyal to the RCR alliance that they have. So I think Jeb Burton there will act as essentially a third RCR car. Not to mention, I think working with them will give him the best chance to improve his own finishing position as well. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna have to keep an eye on here. Say you weren't clear at all. All right, there we go. Defending, as he doesn't blame Catherine. Like that's good. There we go. Someone with some common sense. But yeah, okay. So he says his spotter told him he was clear. Okay, well then that spotter either needs his eyes checked and or a new career path, because you got to be able to see that there's a car there. And here we go. Let's see. Whoo-hoo! The 70 of Leland Honeyman Jr. goes for a spin as he tried to correct the decision there. All right, we got 8 laps to go. Lights come back on the pace car as there is some metal scrap that came out here after the 70 went for his little loop-de-loop there. Alright, so there we go. Leland Honeyman Jr. Again, he almost missed it. He managed to go around the triangle in the right way, so he manages to avoid a penalty that would send him tailing along his line, but currently still sitting here under the caution as they're going to go send someone out to go pick up that thing. So again, we're getting closer and closer to the end of this one. Alright, so there we go. Let's lock in and get ready for this one. Let's see. Alright, lights are off in the pace car. We're ready to go racing here. It'll be 6 laps to go when we go green. 6 more times around. And you know what? Let's go ahead and... you know what? Let's do caution or commercial free to the end. I'm going to turn off ads. Yeah, just for you guys. So 10 minutes, no ads. So there won't be an ad until after this race is long over with, and the stream might not even be... Well, no, the stream will probably still be going when that ad plays, but... There we go. Again, 6 laps to go. If we get overtime, maybe I'll end up delaying the commercials even further, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So again, here we go. We got the 2 RCR cars at the top versus Zilich on the inside. Zilich on the inside is going to need a massive launch here to try and stay even with the 2 RCR guys. And Jesse Love needs to work with his teammate to try and get them both clear. Because if he doesn't do that, he is in the more vulnerable situation if he tries to do something fancy to try and get around Hill. Yeah, if he tries to make it like 3 wide for the lead, he is in the vulnerable spot because somebody would have to go out of line to go with him. Here we go. Pace car is off. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are racing here. 6 laps to go at Talladega as we get ready for this one. And a couple of stragglers at the very back of the field trying to catch back up. But here we go. Zilich with a pretty good restart here. He's almost clear of Austin Hill on the start. Yes, he is fully clear of Austin Hill on the start. And that outside lane had no momentum behind it. Meanwhile, that inside line, here we go. Nick Sanchez up to the top line here in front of Austin Hill and Jesse Love. And here comes the inside line with some momentum as Connor Zilich goes back down to try and block. And now he's got his 2 teammates right on his rear bumper. He's got the 1 of Quapple and the 7 of Justin Allgaier. But the 88 of Nick Sanchez out in front of the field here with 5 laps to go. 5 more times around this track. And Nick Sanchez has just taken the lead here with the chance to win his first career NASCAR Xfinity Series race in what would be his rookie season right now. Jesse Love pops out of line. Again, another one of these creative moves, but on the plus side, he did have 2 drivers with him, and all over the back bumper of the 48, but he moves back up to the top, trying to go 3 wide the outside. He does manage to basically do the dance to get back in front of Austin Hill here, but the question is Austin Hill going to have enough power or momentum to try and get something done here? Right now, Connor Zilic has control of this thing at the front of the field. Carson Kvapil has been shuffled a little bit further back, but he's got Justin Allgaier, the reigning Xfinity Series champ, as his pusher. You have Nick Sanchez and Jeb Burton on the middle lane here. And that top line, I just question how good those RCR cars are today, because they have not looked like their difference-making selves that they normally are, like Daytona. And here we go. Oh, all the way to the bottom goes Zilic there. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what Nick Sanchez goes up to the top to try and block the RCR cars, then kind of dips down, back up to the top. Again, right now, Nick Sanchez putting on a really good show here. I mean, if you're looking for a good finish, I think Nick Sanchez could be the surprise winner you're looking for. We also got the 99 of Matt DiBenedetto still up in the mix here. Again, the RCR cars have no momentum behind them. Nobody wants to push the RCR cars here. There we go. Anthony Alfredo gets up behind the RCR cars, going to maybe give him a little bit of a push, but I don't know. With only 3 laps to go, I think they might be too little, too late here. And here we go. Here comes the one of Carson Kvapil. Carson Kvapil going to try and make a move for the win here. Can Carson Kvapil lead the middle lane to victory? Again, the 2 RCR cars, just no support on that top line here. Here we go. They've got a little bit of momentum down this back straightaway. They're coming back, but they're still about 5 cars back and only 3 laps to go, 2.5 to go now, as there is really not a lot of time left here through 3 and 4. Zilic has been making those big blocks to the top. Love to the outside of 4 wide goes Jesse Love. Jesse Love, Austin Hill, round the outside of 4 wide as Nick Sanchez gets filtered back. Carson Kvapil went up to block. He loses the spot to Justin Allgaier. Allgaier in front of the field. But here we go. Let's see. The 2 G Motorsports cars on the outside, they're going to power around Justin Allgaier and Carson Kvapil in second, but Connor Zilic back out in front of the field and in control of this one. Going up and down to block this one. Going to try and make this one happen. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Lap and a half here. Connor Zilic has a really good shot to try and win his first career oval race here. This would be a big one if he can get this one done. Coming down coming off of turn 4 towards the start-finish line for the final time. 1 lap to go. The white flag is waving, and we've got Connor Zilic. Almost wrecks it coming to the white flag here. And we got the 27 of Jeb Burton, a former Talladega winner here in the Xfinity Series, making a move to the bottom line. Zilic up to the top to try and get some help from those RCR cars that are oh so potent at this racetrack. Push, yep, here we go. Here's the push from the, Jesse Love wrecks the 88. The 88 gets dumped by the 2. Caution flag on the white flag lap, and we're going to have to wait and see where the lights were for the caution flag. We'll have to see exactly where that caution flag is, but the caution flag is out. This race is over, and we'll have to wait and see exactly who it is. The website scoring is showing Jeb Burton as the race leader as he crosses the line first, but again, this is going to come down to time of caution here. So, ignore all the results on the screen for right now. Because, again, there is a caution flag down the back straightaway, and we're going to have to figure out who that caution belonged to. So, here we go. All right. Just doing that for editing purposes later, so that when I go to edit up the short for the finish, because this is absolutely going to be a short, that I have a sound marker to look for. So, there we go. Alright, so here we go again. We're just waiting to see this thing here. Alright, let's see. Come on. Jeb Burton crosses the line first. Here we go. Here's the replay. So again, lots of cars spinning here. Again, Jesse Love tries to pull out a line late. Ends up spinning the 88 of Zilich. And Zilich here goes crunch right there. So, right there, the car goes crunch. Caution flag needed to be thrown. Caution flag, absolutely, no doubt, needed to be thrown in this situation. The push from the back bumper of Love just ends up sending him down there. Now the question is, and that camera is not going to help much at all. I think the 27 is going to be ruled the race winner here. Would love to get, and yep, here we go. Time of caution. I think Austin Hill might be the lead here. So here we go. Let's see. Time of caution. There's the timestamp right there. Is the timestamp. I think Austin Hill is the winner, but right now they've got all three drivers sitting on the front straightaway like it's the last, like it's the first race of the Cars movie where they're trying to decide the winner of the Piston Cup. So here we go. Let's see. Again, we're all just waiting to see who it's going to be. Jeb Burton puts down the window net. Again, right now, I think Austin Hill has, I would say Austin Hill or... One second. Whoa, wait a minute. I gotta laugh at NASCAR's website here for a moment. John Burton. Who is John? That's Jeb. Alright, so here we go. Based on the camera angles, I would say it's definitely not the two. I can rule out Jesse Love right here, right now. That is definitely not Jesse Love winning this thing. It's either going to be Hill or Jeb Burton. It's either Jeb or it's Hill. So, again, we're going to have to wait and see. And here we go. There's the word from NASCAR. It is Austin Hill winning at Talladega. There we go. Austin Hill wins this one at Talladega. The caution light decided it. I thought I was right at the beginning, and I was right. And yep, Austin Hill gets the win at Talladega over Jeb Burton. I don't think the NASCAR fans are going to like it very much, but there we go. Austin Hill is your race winner at Talladega. All right, there we go. And I do just unironically have an Austin Hill autographed hat literally within reach. So there we go. Austin Hill burning it down in victory lane. Gotta love that. Burning it down on the front straightaway. Again, certainly not the feel-good story we were all kind of hoping for, but there we go. I'm gonna toss the hat because I have a little too much hair right now for a hat to be a good fit. So yeah, there we go. Burning it down. So if you guys just came for the race reaction, that is going to be the end of it. As per usual, we will go through the full unofficial finishing order to go ahead and at least give you guys an idea as to where most of your favorite drivers finished. But again, just note that anything we read through here in a moment is going to be unofficial, and I will try and correct what I can from the photo. But it was blurry and hard enough to tell who the winner was, let alone too many other spots, and I only got to see it briefly. So again, take everything I say from about the finishing result with a grain of salt, because again, the order is definitely not going to be correct. So, but yeah, Austin Hill winning this one though was great. If you guys did just come for the race reaction, reminder that I will be live tomorrow at about 2:30 Eastern time for the NASCAR Cup Series race. We'll be streaming that one as well, so hopefully you guys will tune back in for that one. But until next time, again, this has been the end of the race reaction. The stream will stay up for a little bit longer because we're going to go through the full finishing order. But, yep, there we go. Austin Hill playing to the crowd there. And, also hoping that Zilich is okay. Waiting to hear from him as well. We'll keep you guys updated on that as well. So, here we go. Again, so it's going to be Austin Hill, Jeb Burton, Jesse Love. Those are the 1, 2, 3 in that order. Fourth, we're going to go ahead and say is going to be Justin Allgaier. Fifth, Anthony Alfredo. Sixth, we'll give to Matt DiBenedetto. Seventh, Sheldon Creed. Eighth, Blake Perkins. Ninth will be Taylor Gray. And running out your top 10 will be Harrison Burton. And Note, I am saying this all with very little confidence. Daniel Dye in the 11th position. Patrick Emmerling with a top 12 finish. Leland Honeyman Jr. after his near spit and trying to make the choose cone ends up coming home in the 13th position. Carson Kvapil comes home 14th after a ton of contact there. And rounding out your top 15 will be Sam Mayer. Dean Thompson comes home in the 16th position. Nick Sanchez 17th. Jesse Iwuji coming home in the 18th position. Not a bad finish there for the return of Jesse Iwuji. Just hope he stays away from the road courses this year. Ryan Ellis comes home in the 19th position, and Mason Maggio comes home in the 20th position. Brennan Poole 21st, 22nd for top 5 starter Joey Gase. Kyle Sieg coming home in the 23rd position. 24th will be Chris Wright. And running out your top 25 is Christian Eckes. Jeremy Clements comes home with the fastest lap award as he managed to turn the fastest lap of the race, coming home 26th. So a little bit of a bonus point there as he was able to get that 1 point for the fastest lap. Connor Zilich, after his crash, he will finish in 27th. The first car that was not able to finish all the laps. Brandon Jones also 1 lap off the pace in 28th. And Josh Williams 2 laps off the pace in 29th. Rounding out your top 30 will be Cesar Baccarella in the 45 car. He came home about 10 laps shy of the checkers. Or sorry, it was 6 laps shy of the checkered flag for Cesar. Then we had Sammy Smith, who came home 7 laps shy of the checkered flag in 31st. 32nd for Jeffrey Earnhardt, who was knocked out of the race on lap 102. Eric Almirola comes home 33rd. And here we go. We got Jed Burton on the screen. I want to hear what he has to say after this one. Coming up 1 spot short to get us through the last lap. All right, let's see. I want to thank the 00. He helped me all day. Yeah, I mean, hey, he and the 00 were literally locked at the hip all day, so that's pretty good. Glad he hit. The first thing he does is give a shout out to his drafting partner, especially when it's not a team car, is really good. And then it just comes down to the timing of the caution, which again, I think that timing of the caution could be very fluky. And again, based on the photos, there's probably a million different things. Like right there, if the caution came out then, yeah, right there is the time of caution. And that photo looks convincingly like the 27. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he's and so he just looked at the photo and said, "Yeah, my bumper was clearly ahead in that photo." And yeah, that camera angle, absolutely, the camera angle they just showed, camera angle 1 for the time of caution, absolutely looked like it could have been a Jed Burton one. Appreciating the guys working hard. We do a lot with the little. All right, so there we go. All right, so. Eric Almirola coming home after 100 laps. He ends up out the race. And they put the same photo up on there. Again, it's close, especially when you factor in this camera is kind of turned at an angle here. But yeah, it's definitely tough. So yeah, Catherine Legg coming home after 100 laps on the day. She ends up crashed out thanks to Eric Almirola. He says his spotter said he was clear. He wasn't clear by any stretch of the imagination, so he ends up taking out Catherine Legg, along with a couple other drivers getting damage in that one. Greg Van Alsten, the 35, coming home 35th place after 80 laps completed. Ryan Sieg, the infield grass, completely annihilated his car. After 78 laps, he ends up going through the grass, and it tore his car to bits. William Sawalich out of the race at lap 75 with an engine issue. And Parker Retzloff is going to finish in dead last today as he comes home in the 38th position after completing only 52 laps on the day. Really unfortunate for Parker Retzloff. Hopefully he'll be able to make a strong return here. And that's the photo that they're showing up right now on the broadcast. That one there, I think, shows the most clear angle that the 21 is ahead. Again, the first photo they're showing absolutely makes it really hard to determine. But yeah, the other camera angles, I think, make it somewhat clear that it is the 21 over the 27 and then the 2. So, yeah, that will be the end of this stream. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. We are still trying to climb towards 3,000 subscribers. Currently sitting 20 subscribers away. But until next time, hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. We will be back tomorrow afternoon for the NASCAR Cup Series race. But until next time, hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next video. Live stream, whatever you guys had to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye!